And that's why I don't like... Hey, everybody, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Joey Evans.
I'm Camilla.
I'm Z Garcia.
All right. Today we're taking a look at stuff from Kickstarter, BackerKit, and GameFound. Lots of different Kickstarter projects that are ending in the next 8-9 days or whatever, and ones that we think are interesting. If you have projects that you think we would find interesting that are not game-related, because I can hunt those down, send them to me, especially if you're really stupid ones, because I need a good stupid one. I haven't seen a stupid one in a bit.
There's a couple of stupid ones this week,
Yeah.
Tom.
There's a lot.
And I mean stupid with love.
Right. Like love.
You talking about the game ones or the non-game ones?
No, the non-game ones. There's some solid stuff in there.
You think
solid stupid.
I don't
Solid
know they're
stupid.
stupid. I
Yeah,
think there's
kind of like, yo, really?
Okay, well,
there's something about them that is.
we'll get to that. But before that, Crowdsurfing is sponsored by BackerKit. We take a look at a project each week. Let's take a look at this one. Okay, today we're taking a look at Big Bad Con. So this is happening September 28th to October 1st, and this is a tabletop convention. There's all sorts of things going on, and you can back this convention and be involved in it. Look at some of the things that are happening here. RPGs, LARPs, panels, workshops, and special events. In fact, one of the things I wanted to point out here is one of the pledges is support the scholarship pledge. So this pledge here, if you do this, it gives free badges and helps travel expenses for people who might not be able to come normally. So that's kind of an extra cool thing that you can do here. There's a lot of different pledge levels, but I thought I would point that one out in particular. You can sponsor a game room. I've done that in the past myself. You see some of the special guests here. So all sorts of cool things, special tea, totes. And so if you are interested in this con, you'll definitely want to check it out. 4 days of gaming at the Big Bad Con 2023, happening in just a few months. All right. I have a confession. This is on a personal level for me. I'm getting very tired of rolling rights.
Print and play. Rolling rights or just rolling rights?
Yes.
We were saying the same thing, or I was saying the same thing outside. I'm like,
Well, let's take a look at the first one.
the first
There's a lot.
10, I was like, this is a cool delivery system for a rolling right. But when we're doing this, and I'm assuming you didn't find every single one of them, and we're featuring, what, 4 of them, I think?
Something like that, right?
Yeah, pump the brakes.
It's like, there is one that is
Well, let's take a
being
look at it.
produced, which is nice. So that was almost like a relief. It's like, woohoo!
yeah,
one
right,
is getting
this one's
produced.
actually coming out.
Right.
Here's the thing. I don't think that these are bad.
No.
They're inexpensive. So I guess there's that. If you do want a lot of games and you have a printer, this is great.
Or if you play a lot of roll and
bulk.
rights and you just want another one, to try out. This one I did think looked interesting. I like the 2-part to it. One, you are taking the actual character, architects, I guess, and blueprinting out the building. And the second one, you're placing the furniture and doing the design of it. I thought that was kind of interesting. The 2-step
Isn't
process.
there already a blueprint rolling right?
This one seems
There
like floor
is.
plan.
It seems,
I
guess I haven't played that one.
Yeah. Floor plan. I mean, little differences, but are the differences enough to make me want to jump to this? I don't know.
Like this right here, there's a lot of drawing in there. There's a sink, seats and beds and toilets, and it's like, come on. Like, that looks like a legit blueprint.
It does.
2 of those toilets they left the seat up on.
And that looks like floor plan, to be honest. I mean, it's...
Okay, and I haven't played that one, so
it's
yeah,
very,
maybe that is.
So I don't know.
very
This is one I
comparable.
didn't... Yeah.
But again,
NUA does
if
it.
this is something that's your jam, and I'm putting it in the thing, I think the art's well done. And they did a good page, too.
Oh, yeah.
They
It is
did.
well
That's
done.
the thing.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's well done.
These are starting, though, to fall for me into the same camp as war games, when we feature war games. It's like, hey, look, if you're super into these, I'm glad that these are available for you. I find myself saying the same things as when we feature a war game. Like, not for me, but there must be an audience, and I'm glad that that audience has a direct line to that maker's product. You can just give them their $4 or $5, print it, play it. Cool. But how many of these do we need? Like, are we going to stop making roll and write physical games?
Maybe.
And that's what I wonder, because this is similar to floor plan. It's like $20 for floor plan, but this is $4. So if you don't have a floor plan and you like the idea, $4 to try it.
Or again,
Yeah.
if you like floor plan and want to try something a little bit different, because
Right.
you've played that a lot. I mean, and again,
Yeah.
I'm not saying this is like floor plan, but
It's
if
exactly
it is,
like floor plan.
All right, next
To a
project.
T.
AEG Expansion Extravaganza. Now, lest you worry about this, I'm not a big fan of sticking a bunch of expansions for multiple games in the same box. That's not what this is.
No.
Right.
These are 4 expansions for games that have not all been kickstarted. Space Base for sure wasn't kickstarted, and I don't believe Cubitos was either.
I don't believe it was. No.
Was Tiny Towns?
I think Tiny Towns was actually
Was
on
it?
Kickstarter.
Yeah, I think I forget.
Huh.
AEG kind of goes back and forth, but they have an expansion for each of these for really inexpensive prices. I don't normally talk about price, but $19.
Yes,
Yeah.
and the games. They're offering the games on the cheap and previous expansions on the cheap. The videos like Extravaganza, slash that price.
Well, especially because a lot of times going to Kickstarter with something like this, you have to justify the shipping cost. So am I getting enough extras to make it worth the shipping cost, or is it a deep enough discount? So here, yes, it's discounted, but then the fact that you can get multiple and combine that shipping on it, it's like really good. Like if you have multiple of these games, if you have Space Base and Cubitos or something like that, I think it's an interesting way to do it and a smart move to offer multiple ones.
And that's a good point too, because like there's probably only 1 or 2 of these I'm interested in. So does it make me want to ship those? Now Genesis, I was able to play that one. That one is actually really good. It had some nice stuff to Space Base.
Is that one you played before it came out, you mean? Like you played
Yeah, a prototype. It's got some neat.
Did you play with, like, let's say, the designer?
Yeah,
What's the designer's name?
he's this prospector, John DeClaire. Yeah, no, young guy. Didn't see that coming. But yeah, that one I actually do. But I like Space Base anyway. I love it.
I love Space Base, and this is the best expansion, and I've never played it. And I only say that because I know that this expansion adds more stuff, and that's all it does. And that's
Right.
all I want. He actually said he's learned lessons from like previous expansions. They did a like almost legacy campaign.
The Shy Pluto and all that.
Yeah.
After Pluto or before
Yeah.
Pluto or Shy Pluto or something?
His at the table with you was interesting to hear him say, because the campaign I never played is Space Base. I love it, but
Just more cards
couldn't do that.
and
Yeah.
more of these planet things that you can buy.
This is
Yeah.
all you want.
I'm all in on that. That's awesome.
My problem with something like this on Kickstarter is why?
Are there exclusives in this?
Like,
Or
why?
aren't?
No, I don't. Maybe I don't know.
Because AEG uses Kickstarter for a lot of stuff.
That's fine. No, but I'm saying, why would I
Why would you not
do
just
that?
buy it later?
Why not just wait and hear if they're like, this one's good, this one sucks, and get that one later
Yeah.
when somebody talks about it. You know what I mean?
I mean, there are those completionists that are going to get it anyway.
I suppose.
But I think all 4 of these games already have expansion, except Cubitos. And the other 3, all the expansions have been considered to be pretty decent. I mean, Space Base has mixed reviews, but War Chest, the expansions, people like them because it adds 4 new units. And then with the chips and everything. So that looks cool. And then Tiny Towns has, I think, 3 other expansions.
Yeah, I haven't even.
This is the one I'm
opened-
least interested in
Same
because
here.
I like Tiny Towns a lot, but I don't know. There already is so much variety
Villagers
between all
and-
the.
It's not tiny anymore. Or a
Right.
town.
Well, it sounds like it doesn't need the more stuff, which is your favorite. You said.
Yeah,
seven
and I- right,
expansions,
I
and it
have
has
more
enough.
stuff already.
Yeah.
And then Cubitos, this game needed more stuff for sure. I don't know if it needed 2 more colored dice. I would be more interested in more cards for their current dice.
Okay, I haven't played.
I haven't
so
played Cubitos, so I don't know.
the racing game, right?
It's a racing game where you buy dice, and then you'll have a pool of dice, and you roll that dice, and the symbols on those dice will often allow you to either buy more dice and or move on the racetrack. Those are the 2 main things.
Got it.
The Tyrannical Justice Coup. That's a weird. The pink. Anyhow, and it looks like there's another racetrack, so they have different racetracks. And
A lot of stuff, that's for
yeah,
sure.
more. I don't know why there's more dice for the cards. Oh, it must be adding another player, or 2 more players. Okay. Yep, it does. It adds more players. All right. And then the base games. I think these are pretty cheap prices, though.
They are.
They are. For the base
Yeah.
game. $30 for Space Base is a good deal.
Yeah, I agree.
If you were to get just jump into these, this is nice. Because I think all the expansions for most of them, like all the tiny towns, I don't know if the space base is Shy Pluto and stuff's in there.
Again, it has that feeling though of like I'm a new gamer. I can get every game and every expansion for $199. It's a good deal for all that
Is that
stuff.
what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
It's like
bad.
I can get all these base games and all these expansions. Yeah. You know, it has that feeling of like when
Yeah,
you become
like
a
a
new
bundle
gamer
type
and you're
thing.
like,
Right.
you go to a flea market and you buy it all because it's cheap.
That's a good
It has a
idea.
little bit of that feeling.
These are 4 good games having a collection, though. They're 4 different types of games.
Well, I mean, like, not
That is
everybody
true,
might
yeah.
like them, but they are very good, competent games, yes. They're well regarded.
Okay, well, anyway, that's the AEG project. Before we go any farther, here's a word from Mark.
This spotlight is brought to you by Forbidden Games, into the world of fairies and magical creatures. From that midsummer night when you and your great Aunt Victoria gazed from the garden gate of her country manor and saw the will-o'-wisp lights blinking near the edge of the forest, the adventure began. In Fairies and Magical Creatures, you will build your deck by drafting unique fairy cards with amazing artwork from award-winning artist Annie Steg Gerard. Gain trust and kinship with the 5 fairy folk and build your ultimate fairy garden. You will select one of 5 actions on your turn. Draft a new card, play a card from your hand, redraw up to 5 cards from your discard pile, select and place garden tiles in your fairy garden, or place kinship tokens in one of the 5 fairy folk areas. The other players will then follow by playing the same action. Once all players have performed the same action, the active player marker moves to the next player so they can choose an action. You can score many different ways via your cards, area majority, and tile placement in your garden. Collect fairies, plant gardens, build fairy homes, and be the first mortal to join the fairy realm. For more information, please check out the campaign, which is now live on Kickstarter.
And the next project's a fairly big project here. Assassin's Creed, Brotherhood of Venice, Apocalypse.
There's a lot of words. So Assassin's Creed Brotherhood of Venice is a reworking or a remake or a retheming of V Commandos. Did you know that?
No, but that would explain why it has a seal of excellence, because I was like, I did not play this game.
Yeah. So it's that game. It's the same as V Commandos or V Sabotage, as it's known now. It's a stealth game in which you are going to be, moving around, trying to be silent, sneaking up on people and taking them out. You like automatically eliminate them if you're in silence, like stealthy mode.
Okay.
But then you can be spotted pretty easily. You have to be very careful about that, about being spotted. With obviously a much more popular theme on top of it is this, Assassin's Creed theme on top of it. Lots of minis, all that jazz. I never played the original one either, but I thought it was interesting that this was that game, and I hadn't put that together. I'm like, oh, okay. This is based on something that's been out and is well regarded.
$500.
It looks cool.
Look at that.
It's just, wow. I mean, hey, to be fair, I'd rather have a game based on a system I know already works. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When they do these video game adaptations, of which there are so many now. Every video game, it seems, is getting a board game
Yeah, it does.
adaptation.
I mean, it's not
interested
the
to
only
see.
one we're talking about today, even.
Yeah, even today,
You know,
yeah.
we have another one.
What do you think about this tower? It's not a dice tower. This is literally just a piece
It's just a...
Place
put in the
is
middle
highly
of your table, and it's $47.
Hey, man, it's gamer bling. You can paint it. You can
experience the thrill it promises.
experience the thrill with it. Mm-hmm. You can do whatever you
Look
want
at
with it.
that.
Look at that.
Good grief.
I need all that plastic. I need it.
I'm less excited about this because that's just not my style of game, the stealth, sneak around and not get hit
You
or
want
found
to
out.
go in there, guns blazing.
I really do. Project Elite.
This looks very cool, though. I think they're doing a good job here with this.
What else has this company done? Triton Noir.
Well,
They
they did that V Commandos stuff.
They did Assassin's Creed before?
It's the same one. This is an
Yeah.
expansion to that.
Oh, right. Well, I guess so. V Commandos and okay.
So they've
I
made
thought
one
I
game
knew.
really with 2 different themes.
All right.
That's what they do.
Library of Jakkarth.
Oh.
Would you like to learn some secrets in the library?
I would. Very
Would
much
you?
so.
What if you turn this unreadable word upside down? It's also unreadable from the other direction.
What does it? I have
What
no
is
idea
that?
what this is.
It's
Trunkic? Truic?
It might be frantic.
Is it the
from
same
creator?
thing?
Oh, frantic. It's from the creators of Frantic. It says here on the outside.
Oh.
Frantic.
Say frantic?
Wow, that's
Yep, it does.
terrible.
Yep, it does. That's
Does it say
definitely
it both
frantic.
ways? It doesn't, does it?
Oof.
Yeah.
Speaking of font, the Library of Jakkarth is not a great font on the front of that box either. But the game itself, despite this very posed picture, what do you guys think of it?
It's pretty standard roll and move, right?
Yeah.
Roll and move and maybe pick up some cards and treasures and a little
Yeah.
bit of tape. I mean, seems very,
Basic, you want to say?
yeah, that's what I want to say.
Seemed kind of
Seemed-
Wiz War.
Yeah, basic.
Yeah. It's,
Wiz War-esque a little bit to me.
yes, it does. Which I
Right.
like. I like Wiz War.
You do?
But I do.
We had this discussion last night.
Oh, you did? Oh, I didn't even know that, and I brought it up. I'm so good at stirring it up.
You are.
Wiz
No,
War is
it's-
a great game, Tom.
You don't think that?
Wiz War sucks, Joey. Discuss.
Thanks for your input there.
My immediate thought when looking through this was, this is what Kickstarter was made for. It
That's
looks like
what I
a group
thought
of
too.
gamers that came up with something. They're having a lot of fun. They went to Kickstarter with it. So I have no problems with the project. I don't think it's the mechanisms are something that interests me, but this is a project that I think is designed for Kickstarter.
I know it's real, but
Yeah.
those look so thin. I know it's prototype, but that's like, yeah. So it's, I don't know, it's what it's made for. It's a passion project, you can tell.
Also, they need to stop sliding the dice instead of rolling them. See that dice? They slid that thing.
Hey, go back
Well,
up
they
to the
need to
move,
show.
where
Come on, they
the
need to
move.
show what they're doing. I can.
Yeah. Ooh.
That's how you
Up,
guarantee
up,
a
more.
roll.
Up. Whoop.
Well, there
There you
rolled
go,
it.
see?
Okay.
Yeah. They show you moving up above that one
I'm
and
done.
shaking.
Yeah, this whole like, play a thing, cancel it, roll and move.
Yeah.
This is the last spell. The last spell you'll ever need. The board game. This is from Tabula Games. Tabula Games, you know, you talk about a company people now trust. They make the game. It's big. It's grandiose. They deliver the game on a consistent basis.
Really? What else
They're-
have they done? I know the name, but I can't think of the game.
The names are all the weird ones. You'll,
the Acheon, what are they called?
yeah, so they're
Wolfarian Guild, the Sons of
Mystia,
Fae.
Volfarion, Ikeon. Barbarians is still, I think, their best game.
Did you ever end up
that's
playing
good.
that Sons of Faeriel?
I did.
Okay.
I did not care for it, actually.
Okay.
Their production, though, is very good.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
gorgeous.
The production's great. I don't think Wolfarian Guilds has come out. If it hasn't come out, it's coming out really soon. And I'm very interested in this
I say,
one.
yeah, wait, has that one out yet?
Ryozen.
I don't think
I don't think so.
I don't think
it's on
either
too.
one
I
of those
remember
two
that.
previous ones is
The
out.
Ikeon, did you play that one?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yes. I don't think it's as good as Mystia. It's weird. So what this company does, Tabula, is they have these games that look straight up Ameritrash.
Uh-huh.
And then they're Euro-style games
Yeah.
with a lot of theming in them.
That's like right up my alley. I don't know.
This
Haven't
one
played any
does
of
look
them.
good. This whole tower defense, the pixel art, I'm almost over. They just do it a little bit, but it's
So this is based on a video game. It's an actual video game.
which
no
I've
less.
never played.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
haven't played it
rogue-
either.
It's a
But
And it's a-
roguelike, right?
Yeah, it's like a tower defense, roguelike kind of thing.
Interesting the way they do the tower defense thing. I do think it looks kind of cool.
I don't love the pixelated
I don't either.
touches either. And I
don't
don't
either.
think, personally, that all these minis and pixel artwork go
That's the
together
thing.
well. That
That's
bothers
what
me.
It is,
it
yeah.
looked like the pixel art was just kind of just stamped on there. It's only
Yeah.
sporadically throughout it. It's not a
But is
theme
it
thing.
one of those video games where I'm going to show my ignorance here, where you see the cover or whatever for it, it's like, oh, this is so cool, and then you open it up and it is pixelated. You know, like, so
Like
I feel
open
like
it
there's
up as in like
no, like you
fire
open it up. Yeah,
Got
like
it.
fire it up. Yeah, you know, like
I have no
I feel
idea.
like
I
that's a
haven't
huge
played
thing in video games is the cover never matches the actual look of it
That's true.
ever. So frustrating.
I think this looks
de-
cool.
The
I
tower
don't-
defense thing I do like.
I liked a lot of what they were saying in the video, but eventually it's like tower defense stuff. Cool. That's kind of neat. Fight, move around, do your thing. Also, worker placement inside the tower. Also, level up and buy things so you can put them in the way of the people coming in. Also, and I'm like, all right,
So
this
too much
is a
going
lot.
on. Yeah, That's what I'm worried about. Tower defense I like because it's simple. This seems to overcomplicate all of that. I'm not sure how well it meshes.
But I don't know. I think maybe I'm the opposite of that. I like more options.
More
it's not
complexity?
just like straightforward gameplay. Oh, just defend the castle.
I can see that too.
I
So
like it being a couple different ways about that. Do you do it by going in brute force? Do you do it by building up defenses? You know, gives you a little bit more leeway with how to play.
And it does look more strategic than things like
Right.
Castle Panic and things. So I am very interested in this.
Oh my word, there is a lot of stuff in this. This
telling
project
you,
is
it's
humongous.
enormous.
Like, I'm not even halfway down the page yet.
I'm about to barf it.
So this is a pixel art video game, they say. So that makes sense why
is
there's
it?
those touches in there.
Okay, that makes sense then. But the minis are nice for
Yes,
pixel art.
but again, the minis don't match that. That's the thing.
That's-
The pixel's
Yeah.
great, but the video game doesn't come with minis, so
Right,
whatever.
yeah, it's a weird
Yeah.
in between.
That's
right?
why I don't play video games.
Oh, it has
If they don't come with
120 minutes.
minis, I'm not interested.
I'm out.
Ah, those guys
What
are-
is that? That's disgusting.
That's a hopper.
That's a hopper.
Nopper.
So
It's a
One of
nopper.
those
gross,
is a
I love
hopper.
him. Look at him. He looks like he'd pop.
That's a nopper.
Oh, so nasty.
Rook Towers. Are you tired of playing down low? Rook
Yes.
Towers allow you to elevate your role play.
I was very confused as to,
There.
like, who is clamoring for this? I'm really confused by this.
No pictures on the main campaign page either.
Yeah, I mean, in the video,
In
he
the
goes,
video.
he does a great
Yeah.
job of
Video.
showing you exactly what it is.
Throw
I
some
was just
photos.
confused by who's this for? Like,
Is there a huge market for
look,
us
I'm
we
not
don't
a
know
big
about?
RPG player. I get
That's
it,
the thing.
but is there a lot of scenarios you've wanted to play and set up on the table, but you catch yourself going,
When we
if
do our
only I
role
had an
playing,
ability to put things above things.
every single game is going to be a vertical tower.
Right.
Oh,
if I
yeah.
have
If you're-
this every
yeah.
session, it's like the town council has called you to climb the forbidden tower, and you'd all be like, "Come on, we climb a tower every week. This one's forbidden. I need to use these things I backed."
Well, I thought it was an interesting concept.
I think it's really
It is.
interesting. I just think I'm completely not in tune with this.
It seems well
I
made.
just don't understand
Now,
it. Yeah.
this one.
1978, the night they came home.
Talk about just falling off as far as like, oh, I'm
Oh,
excited.
right.
And I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
Playing cards. What?
You love playing cards. You're a
I
magician.
do, but not in my Halloween games.
Also, I love that one. It's like a literal, not a pumpkin. It's a
It is.
pumpkin bag.
It really is.
You know, it's not like a jack-o'-lantern human. It's just that plastic bag.
Yeah.
This seemed like war,
I just want to see somebody drop a
right?
candy
Like you
in
have,
there.
other than just like randomly turning it over, you have a
Yes.
hand, and then it's like I had 3, haha, but I played a 4. Oh, but I played a 7. You know what I mean? Like it just seems like war until last man standing.
This is
And
sad
maybe I'm
because it feels
wrong,
like
but
they're
I was like,
wasting
ooh.
this theme.
Right. It's a
Look,
good
it's an
theme.
interesting theme. It's a very short page with very little information in it, honestly. I like the vibe, yeah, the look
yeah.
and the night they came home in 1978. It looked cool, and that's it. Everything else I'm not interested in.
Yeah, I understand
I
that.
thought for a second, it's so well made, I thought for a second this is based on something.
Right, I thought so too.
They.
Until
It's a
you
sequel
see-
to us.
Yeah.
Until you see the bag the guy's wearing or the mask in the video, then I was like, oh, that's when it fell apart.
Yeah.
All right, the Medusa Report. This is an adventure-style game. You want to buy a bunch of stuff and figure it out. Actually, I saw some people doing this last night at the game store.
Yes, that was
Oh.
crazy. They were right there in the middle. I'd never seen, in the wild, people doing one of these.
Was it
killer.
one of those, like, open it up and figure it out kind
It
of?
looked like
they're
escape the
newspaper
killer or hunt the
clippings
killer
and stuff
things.
Like that.
They
Yeah.
look
Yeah.
like insane people?
No, they look like college
They did.
students.
They did.
They were
They
young.
were-
That was a young group.
Really?
Yeah.
And so they
You
must
know,
have
young
brought
people
it.
can be insane.
They must have brought
They
it.
must have brought it to play there at Cool
Yeah,
Stuff.
so
then,
they were
even.
just into it. I mean, they had the big map out, and it's like 6 of them, 7 of them.
You make fun
Wow,
of
that's
them?
cool.
No, I thought
Oh
it was
my
cool.
gosh, you're so mean.
I'm just kidding.
I was
Why are you
jealous
so
of not being
mean?
part. No, but I was playing a good game. But it looked fun. I would like to. If you're going to do this, a bigger group is probably more fun.
Right.
If everyone gets into it.
I don't know. I think there's a line between a big group and too many. Let me see how many grabs and opinions, and it always seems like 2 or 3 of them just kind of clump and figure it out.
That's
Like,
what I wonder about, because things like exit and all that are better with smaller play counts. This
are.
type of stuff, is it better with 6 or so? I don't
again,
know.
I don't know.
Did you tell them that was stupid?
What's wrong with you?
All right,
I'm
moving
still
on.
stuck on that. No, that looks really good, actually. The
Yeah.
Medusa Report.
Look how big this one is doing. Command of Nature, 1.2 million, 15,000 backers, and well, it's T-Turtle. At this
Yeah.
point, T-Turtle could do any game and they would make money, but
They're printing
that's what it
money.
Yeah.
Got it.
that
This looks good.
Wow, they
though.
got
that being
money.
said, though, their games have been getting better. The last one, I apologize.
Casting Shadows?
Was that
Something like creating shadows or
Something
something
shadows.
shadows.
Yeah,
Right?
Casting Shadows. Actually, I don't think I played. No, Here to Slay. I thought it was pretty fun.
Casting Shadows is here.
To
We haven't
slay.
played it yet,
No.
so then therefore don't know if it's fun or not.
No, I agree. Their games always have a cool look, and this one
Yeah.
sounds good to me. I like the look. I
Look at
like
those
the
minis.
idea.
It's T-Turtle minis.
And they come pre-painted like that, right?
I
Probably.
think that's
come
pre.
just
What
like
do you call that,
Those
Roy?
look dyed.
Where
Yeah, they
the
do
plastic's already the color,
Got
Yeah.
it. Okay,
and
yeah.
they inject it. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what I think.
Yeah, I
These-
like the vibe of this.
You know, the art here almost in the vibe of those boards looks a lot like the dice game. That's King of Tokyo.
King of Tokyo,
Dice Throw.
Dice Throw.
Oh, yeah, it does.
It has it with the character and then the color of the background.
Yeah.
It gives me
Yeah.
a dice throwing vibe. This looks really good.
It looks trading card game-esque to me, and it seems interesting. I enjoy everything that they're showing here. I think the cards have a nice frame. They look well done. It's my kind of thing, so
Yeah, it
that's
is.
going to help, but yeah, I enjoy the style of game. Trading card game-esque mechanisms in play.
Right.
This looks well finalized. Really excited for this. I would check this out right now.
Hey, Nicklots, thanks for the super chat.
Ooh, pizza.
Super chat?
Pizza.
All right,
Not
moving
pizza.
on. Now this, I was saying earlier that I was tired of print and play.
Yeah.
But
This one looks a little different than the
It
others.
does, doesn't it? It's unique.
It's cool looking.
Way to stand out and
are all
Something
three
overdone.
very unique? Because there was one that looked like a mazescape style where you flip it over and you start
Yes.
the maze. Then another one was different. It's very interesting, you know?
yeah, they
They-
each have some like manipulation of it. You know, whether you put
Yeah.
holes in it or you tear it or you turn it over and draw a maze. Yeah, they each have some. It's not just a roll and write. You're actually using and manipulating the paper and the map as well.
And they look so cool.
They
Yeah.
do.
The artwork really
Yeah.
is front and center here, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that these feel like a series of games. Not because they're so close to each other, but they just feel connected. That
Right.
artwork, that this offering seems like one package, and that makes sense to me.
It feels developed enough where if I saw this in a game store, I'd pick it up. A lot of these print and play ones that we're seeing now, it's like, oh, that's neat. It's it's $4, sure. But if it would not catch my eye or stop me in a store. This is,
Right.
it looks like there's enough behind it, unique, that it would still catch my eye and I want to try it. Oh, and I can do it myself? That's awesome.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I'm interested in these. For $5 or $6, I think. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I thought it was
They're a
cool.
couple bucks each. I think €2 each, right? I mean, it's something insane like that.
I do, yeah. Take them on a plane or whatever.
All right.
You got them all for $5, yeah.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Do you want to print your own board?
Yes.
HexTerrain printable game board. So this is for BattleTech and other games, considering BattleTech just had a very big Kickstarter.
Yeah.
This is the kind of stuff that I think looks really cool when printed and then given to somebody who's going to finish it off. I think if
Paint and everything,
I think
yeah.
if you don't paint these, I wouldn't want to play with them though.
No, I agree.
But I feel like if you're getting the STLs, you probably are painting your stuff. If you're that
Yeah.
level of involved, you probably are doing
Maybe
that.
not. I mean, I own a. Well, I think I own a 3D printer. Do I?
You do.
Okay. The 3D printer, I'll print stuff happily. I don't want to then glue it and paint it and all that. Printing is pressing a button. I like to bling out my games.
Trying to not be offensive with this. To be fair, you bought a 3D printer, but as far as putting the time, setting it up, calibrating it, actually working on 3D printing is a lot more than
No,
just
I know what
I
she's
have
saying.
a
She's
printer.
saying I don't know how to fix my 3D printer. Also, no one else does either. I've had 3 different people look at that 3D printer. That 3D printer is of the devil.
Hey, it prints fuzzy frogs.
I agree
batarangs.
with that, okay?
I don't want to get any crap about the 3D printer
No.
because you can't fix it, you can't fix it,
No,
Brian
I
can't
said
fix
I'm
it.
not going to.
No
I said
one
I've
has
never
fixed
worked
it.
on
And
that
I
type. It's going to be way
certainly
too much time.
refuse to attempt to fix it because I, for one, welcome that machine of the devil.
What I'm saying is, I like, if I had a 3D printer that worked fine,
But you don't.
I would, which I don't. I would print things out, but I wouldn't print these out because they require another level beyond that. I like 3D printed stuff that when you're done printing it, you can just put it in a game.
3D printing is like a hobby.
It is.
Like onto its own, onto itself.
It's
you
a
know
hobby
what I mean?
and skill, right?
You have to get the thing, get it right, mess with it. It's so finicky.
Tweak it.
And so I would understand that if you are if you're big into 3D printing, you are probably into all this other stuff.
Painting and all that? Yeah.
Right.
So how much is this making actually? Just out of
It's
curiosity.
doing okay. It's 314.
okay.
Well,
Yeah,
for
that's
STL
okay.
files.
Yeah. It looks cool, man. I mean, if I was into this game and into 3D printing and I loved painting, if I was someone else, I would be
Well,
interested.
here's the thing. I don't know, though, that the 3D printing crowd corresponds with the people who also like the flock terrain and stuff.
Yeah, maybe. I
There's
don't
some
know.
correlation. I mean, you like both. You don't do terrain. I know that.
No.
But you like 3D printing.
I do.
Mostly frogs.
No,
Fuzzy
batarangs,
frogs.
according to Mike. Which
Batter,
is
a lot of
Oh my
batarangs.
gosh, so many
we printed
batarangs.
the batarang.
I think we all have 5
many.
batarangs at this point.
I'm at this point. I'm Batman on the weekends.
Yeah,
Do you want some more batarangs?
Can you print me a helmet?
No, just
Batman
batarangs.
helmet? No.
No,
that's
just
Can I
batarangs.
just
Can't
glue a
even
bunch
do.
of those to my
It's
face?
really not like 3D. It's like a 2D printer. We can do flat things.
we can do
Like,
it.
give me levels. That's
Anything
it.
you want on paper
On
that's
paper.
thick.
That's right. That's it.
We have now Worldbreakers, the Indigo Sisterhood. This is the first expansion for Worldbreakers.
Have you heard of this game before?
This is the thing. I'm struggling on this one. Did we get Worldbreakers?
I don't think I've ever seen it. This is the one I did the most sort of rabbit holing on because the game looks really cool.
Yeah.
And I
Artwork.
just had never heard of it. I've never heard of it. So I'm like, oh, this never came through work. I went and I looked at the game. I watched a couple of videos of people talking about not this expansion, just the game. And it looks really cool. It's kind of, again, collectible card game-esque feeling game. And this expansion then gives you more stuff for it. I like the vibe. I like the setting here. I like what's going on in it. I do feel like I missed the boat, though, again, you can get the base game here as well, but this is like one project past what I know.
Right.
It's the expansion. So I'm like, oh, wait, what's the game? I didn't know anything about that. So I can't really comment on the expansion very much, but the game looks interesting.
I like this taking the person and making a picture of them that doesn't also... If you show me this picture and not the person here, I wouldn't think this
Yeah.
is a Kickstarter
I like that too, yeah.
backer.
It takes
Right.
a good artist
Yeah, yeah.
to do that, right? Like, they can make a character in a whatever look like a real person, but it's not obvious.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm a fan of that.
We often get games and we'll look through the cards and I'll be like, that's a Kickstarter backer.
We don't know who they are, but we know
Right.
it's a
You just
specific
know they're a
person.
Kickstarter backer.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, I agree.
Murder on the Moon, another puzzle adventure. But this one is on the moon. Also, there's
Makes it better.
murder.
You have to hold your breath while you do it.
My word.
Ooh.
I will say this one's a little different than most because there's going to be a lot less newspaper clippings and things like this one.
This has the technology that I
Yeah.
don't like, though, where you have to call or text or something like that. You have to like interact with this
Is it
AI
like the
kind
Alice
of
is
thing.
Missing type thing?
It kind of, I think, I don't know,
What's
but
that?
that when I saw it, it's another
Some
one
escape
of
thing.
these
I never played it,
escape
but
things.
it's the same thing. You just keep texting back and forth.
Right.
That look how
And it's
old
just
some
that-
of those.
I don't know, I think that's kind of cool.
I do too. The whole retro, like even above it, it's like, man, it's
This, yes, the
Yeah.
old Windows 3.1.
yeah.
And then even these websites, Save the Kittens, Fiend Like a... if you just glance at it, they look like real old websites.
Yeah.
I agree
Yeah,
with
that's-
you. I'm not
that's
into
not-
the tech
That
stuff.
takes me out of it. Yeah.
What's that? The old stuff, the old looking stuff.
Why
or-
does tech take you out?
I don't know. Well, especially if it's like you have to text a number or call a number or something, because I just feel like it instantly dates it. And also, I've played a couple of them now where it's like, oh, text a number, that number's no longer in service, or not
wonder
like
if it's
the
an app,
telephone that I
though.
had to call. Do what?
Is it an app or do you text an actual number? I don't know.
The one I played, you text like I had to call an actual number.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then it was like supposed to go to a voicemail to give me a clue or something like that. I've also done it texting before
What if
and
you
never got
call the
anything
number
back.
and it's the wrong number, and then you get an actual person like in
Right.
France?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's
a
just
little
like,
creepy.
and so I just don't like that. Or like you have to go onto their website,
true.
which, did I type it right? I don't know. I just don't like that. It's just too much,
Yeah.
too exposure, I guess, too exposed something.
I find it kind of creepy. That's what it is, I think, when they're like, figure out the phone number to call. A, did I do it correctly? Because otherwise I'm calling a random person.
Yeah.
Speaking
And
of which,
B, that's just awkward. Don't make me call a number.
Really? I love that because you're like, ooh, who's going to answer?
I used to do
Oh, so I
magic
hate
to
it.
have somebody
Creeps me
choose a
out.
card, and then they open a phone book and say, call somebody, ask them what the card is, and they'll tell you. They're like, really? And that is just to make them call a random number. That
You
was fantastic.
did?
I did that all the time.
Oh my
It was
gosh.
fantastic.
I like that,
The
actually.
conversations back and forth. What's my card? What? What's my card? What? Keep asking them.
You're a jerk.
It's so
Oh my
great.
gosh.
Joey
I
the
love
jerk was in.
Really messed
so
up. That's really messed
awful.
up, Ted.
All
I
right.
don't like that at all.
Oh, I would hate
Go
that.
ahead, Punk. Joey. So a 1 to 4 player game here, which definitely is not based on any.
Oh, man. I know, right?
Wait, what's it based on?
It's based on Dirty
Dirty
Harry.
Harry.
Ah.
What was
I
the
don't know
first
what that
movie
is.
called? Was it just called
Is that
Dirty
a
Harry?
movie?
Dirty Harry,
oh,
right?
movie he said, or video game.
Dirty Harry is a series of movies.
Movies,
yeah,
movies that
with,
made Clint Eastwood famous. That's
Oh,
where the
okay.
phrase "Go
Well-
ahead, make my day."
ahead, Punk.
Do you feel lucky, Punk? You've heard that, I'm sure.
Got that one.
That's
Yes.
from that.
Got it. Oh, okay.
They did not make him famous. The Western spaghetti westerns made him famous.
I apologize. You're right.
Oh, yeah.
I'm shocked. Shooketh.
Anyway, this is Frank Brannigan,
feel
definitely
lucky?
not Dirty Harry.
Well, do you, Punk?
And here's Catherine Lacey and Eddie Johnson.
And
That even-
Stinger.
Dinger.
No, that's not the bad guy from the first. The bad guy from the first movie was just a punk, right?
Yeah.
There was several Dirty Harry movies, right?
Yes.
I wonder if they hold
Anyway,
up.
this looks kind of interesting, but it also looks underwhelmingly graphically designed.
That 70s artwork.
It looks like a sweet prototype.
Yes, I
No,
like
see,
the
I
artwork. I'm not
liked-
talking about the art, Joe. I'm talking about the graphic design, like that card,
Which one?
like this,
Like the
just right
potion
here,
notes
the-
toss?
Yeah,
That one?
but the I don't know. It looks also like look at the corners; they're not rounded. That's
Oh, yeah.
dumb, but and then maybe they will be rounded in the final version.
I said we are looking at a rendering, right?
Yeah.
So,
The whole thing just has that look. They went for that like late 70s vibe, and I think the 1978 horror one had a really cool look. It was kind of rough around the edges, but it did what it did well in a few images. This one, all the images to me, I'm like, oh, it's almost there. Ooh, it's almost there. That's
Right.
how I kept thinking, what I kept thinking to myself.
Mechanically, it does something different as far as like the hidden movement, where every, I think, 4 turns, you have to give 2 spaces, one that you're in, one that you're not.
That's cool.
Just because, how many times are you chasing in fury, you're like, I don't know, you're about to give up, you're like, I don't know where you are, So that's interesting, but I don't know.
This one
Yeah.
looks good to you,
I thought
right?
this was. I have obviously no connection with this IP or any idea what you're talking about. But as far as the mechanisms of it, because I
any
didn't realize
idea.
it was based on anything. But no, I thought it looked interesting. I like when they do find you, they can kind of swarm you, and then there's this little battle. And if the cops get hurt, they can go to the hospital to heal. So there's not the
Yeah.
player elimination on their side. Like I thought that looked really interesting. Some neat things going on. So this one did catch my eye for sure.
All right, well, we'll see.
Go ahead, Paul.
Wild Earth Dice, the Liquid Core Collection. This one's doing fairly well. $69,000 raised. Sharp-edged dice that occasionally are legible.
Sonny, you were talking about how the roll and rides kind of fall into the war games for you, where it's like, if you're into this, that's kind of how I feel about dice at this point.
Well,
I'm
there's
like,
so many.
if you're into this, I don't know, here's another one, go see, because at this point I've seen so many.
I
and-
want to like these watermelon dice so much, but they're just a little too...
What would do it for you if they were scented? Would that do it?
Yes.
Oh, my word, yes.
Liquid
I put them in a
core.
glass of water and use them as ice cubes.
No, scented,
He's
not
right.
flavored.
I
They
know.
smell like watermelon.
Oh, that would be great.
And then like they have the liquid core, and then you can smell them too. The thing about these, I like the whole liquid core thing is really bizarre and crazy and cool. Sure, whatever. What I don't like is
Chunky.
the shell around the liquid core, because of the way they have to make the die.
Yes.
Looks really plasticky in a
I
few of the
agree, yep.
pictures. Where you look at it, if you catch just the
Yeah.
right angle, you're like, ooh. It looks like you had a die with a face missing, and you filled it, and then like pressed the final
Yeah.
one on, and that looked real plasticky.
Which, to be fair, is probably what they did.
I assume that's
I
how
mean,
they do it, so
what
I
it
don't
looks
like
like.
that look a lot.
Well, I also
That
don't
one
like...
looks cool.
I want this one because it's a chunky 20-sided die.
But you
I don't believe it's 130 pounds worth.
No, that's what.
How heavy?
also you don't like when there's when the crit has a symbol, right?
That's
No,
me.
no,
That's
no,
you.
no, I like that
okay,
fine.
okay.
Yeah, I
got
don't like
confused.
that.
Okay.
Nah.
As long as you know which one it is.
If I'm paying 130 pounds for it, it better have like a dice tower on there. Our logo. That's a lot of money.
And it's $29. I thought, oh, maybe, but that's just to reserve your spot. The 29. I'm like, okay,
That's
yeah,
cool.
I'm out.
I like
What's a
that. Whatever's
super-
happening
I
inside
want.
there.
If I had this, I'd put it on display or the studio. But
Yep.
Yeah.
again, 130 is a lot for
A lot of
something
people-
that's this big.
Right.
These pictures are making them look bigger than they are.
But at this point, I feel
little
like that's
hands.
so many of these that we say. I mean, that's usually my comment. It's like, oh yeah, these are cool ones that I'd never use, but I would display. Like, I feel like once again, this is like, oh cool. If you don't have one to display yet,
Oh,
and
it's
this
called
jumps out
cherry
at you.
blossom. It's not watermelon.
The thing about the core, the
Okay,
liquid
good.
core is it won't move on its own, so it
Yeah.
won't. Like if you
Right.
put it on display, you're not really getting the full value
Right.
out of it. You got to be rolling it. You got to be
Maybe
moving it.
a sticky note says, "Shake me, please."
Shake me. That would work.
It might.
Ooh, or like you build it, you put it next to a sand timer, like you build it into a sand timer, and then when you flip the sand timer, the liquid, mixes up.
Hey, look, we're at
Compass
the
in the
next
middle,
game.
little
All right.
water compass.
Moving on.
Tom is not interested in my ideas.
Realms of, sorry, I'm not. Realms of Enchantment, a deck-building tabletop combat game upgraded with a digital platform, offering ongoing RPG campaigns. That is very ambitious, and I don't know that the project backs it up.
But everyone looks so shiny, Tom.
This is the thing that you worry about,
like
right?
that.
The digital, they're offering, hey, we're going to be doing all kinds of digital
Yeah,
stuff
I'm curious
in the
about
future.
that.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I don't think you're doing it for $10,000. Digital is expensive for development.
No, this is. I don't have any interest in this. It looks too ambitious, and that's not good. That's not a compliment.
Well, it's a lot of ambition without anything to like back it up, Like, hey,
Right.
show me some of this stuff. I mean, they're like how to play. Their rules right there is just 2 gifts and that's it. You know what I mean? Oh, asymmetric powers and something else, and it's like, oh, what more? Yeah.
All right, that's boring. Let's move on. Let's go back. Roll on the range. Here's another print and play. I do like Danny Devine's stuff normally, so
Well, they have Danny Devine has another game very similar to this, right? I forget what it's called. Some other
one?
farm rolling, right?
Does he?
Yeah.
Which one does he do?
I don't know what it's called.
This
It
looks
came out
cute.
from someone, from Gray Fox or somebody put it out.
Oh, he is Roland Fright, right?
Let's see.
Danny Devine,
he's Sprawlopolis, that's what he's
Dice,
best known.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Harvest
Dice.
Dice.
Yeah.
he did do Sprawlopolis too, which gives him a lot. And we did Kohaku, which is also a good game. I need to pay attention to Danny.
Yeah, go back. I think he has Roland Fright on here, which is why I got interested in this.
Oh, it's
Well,
also
that would have been
25th century.
25th
This is-
century, so that's different, right?
Well, it's down. I think he's the designer of it. I
Oh, it
think
shows
it's
it
down.
on.
But also, they have a Procreate app, which is interesting, where I guess you put these print and plays in the app, and you can play it on your tablet, which sounds very interesting. I hadn't heard about it, but they mentioned it
Interesting.
here.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah,
Don't have a printer,
Yes.
but you can still back this project.
So go
I
on
love
like
this.
this.
Don't have a printer? Print,
Go
shop,
find
and
one.
laminate.
Well, go on there. They actually mentioned
that.
They mentioned the Procreate app, I think, underneath this. Oh, back up. Yeah, right there. So it just kind of mentions, which is interesting. To be able to have the app to.
That's interesting.
Again, just print the game. Not
this one's-
not you person, publisher.
No,
This is weird. 25th Century is not offering a published version of this.
No, but then, below
Or-
that is Roland Fright, so I think that's something that.
I'll go down and look at Roll and Fright. Hang on.
It's a good game. That's actually that surprised me.
I
'cause
do
someone
really
mentioned
like
it.
that idea though of having the Procreate. So back to that, just because again, if you're playing on an airplane or you're playing, it just makes it that much more mobile. Like
No,
not
it's
having
great.
this
I
stuff
love
print out
that. Yeah.
before. Because I was thinking well, why not just have an app? I don't know. So there is something about rolling those dice individually, and you do have to assign them to the cards and stuff.
Right.
In this one, you assign them to special cards.
So I'm curious about that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I like someone said that these print and play should offer a 300 laser printer add-on.
That was actually for the 3D thing, the RPG 3D thing. If it made 4,000, he would buy a laser engraver and engrave it so that you can get the height. Because they were saying in the comments too, a lot of D&D campaigns do have height combat.
Sure.
And so I just thought funny that was his one stretch goal. If I make 4,000, I'll buy a laser engraver and engrave this height to the millimeter specifications.
I promise, folks, this is the last roll and write game, but this one is also doing the best of them. Yeah, because it's from the guys. This is also 25th Century, which I didn't know you could run. It's not underneath them.
It's not under them, even though they're
Well, that's that. Oh, there you know. Now you know how to do two projects at the same time. But I have played Three Sisters and Motor City, and I enjoy them both. They're the epitome of a roll and write. Do something here, put it over
and
here.
also Fleet, the dice game, right?
Fleet, the dice games from the same designers.
I like all of
So
those.
this seemed to be kind of a combo-tastic.
Yeah.
Which tend to be my favorite roll and writes is those combo-tastic ones.
Three Sisters I just played recently. I really like that too.
Yeah, Tom likes those as well.
Yeah.
I do.
I haven't actually played any of those.
Really?
Neither.
I haven't played any of them. I'm
You
kind
can
of
like Three
good. The
Sisters.
problem with the roll and rides is I'm content with roll and rides.
Yeah.
Like I have a few, 4 or 5 or 6, I don't know, and I'm perfectly happy. You know what I mean?
What?
I don't like the complex ones because I don't think roll and rides
Should be over
shine like that. Just give me then a game that isn't roll and write. I don't want to manage 2 pages or 3 or 4 and my little pencil. I feel like an idiot. Like
That was very specific. That was very
I just feel like, again, like a bookie or something. I feel like I'm doing, taxes. So I haven't played any of them, but I've heard good things across all of them, and this one seems to be yet another one that, seems complex and interesting. There's plenty going on.
I never found most of theirs too complex compared to like
They're not
Hadrian's
complex. They
Wall
just offer a lot of options.
It's a lot of cascading. Almost overwhelming.
My thing is, I'm a little similar to Z in the sense that I like their games, but how many of these variations on that same theme do I need?
Yeah.
And that's true. I mean, I'll try it because I like the other one. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe they're doing something different in it. But
yeah.
Micro Architects.
it was weird.
Those
Just very
guys.
quiet on that one. Hey,
It doesn't. It definitely doesn't look
This
like
was-
Tiny Towns.
no, that's
This was a weird one. I had to do a lot of work to figure out, like, is it drafting? Is it, like, it seemed very loose in the rules. I don't know how to explain it otherwise. Like, I had a hard time. I saw that, okay, you do this and you build this in order to get these scoring opportunities, but I couldn't quite figure out, how do you place? Do you place whatever you want? Is it drafting? The more I researched, the less I feel like I really understood the game.
I feel like they're doing themselves a disservice here by calling this micro anything.
Right.
I think you'd help yourself more.
Tiny Epic Architects.
Yeah, that's basically what it is, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, go bigger. This looks like an involved game. Don't make it sound like a tiny little, roll and write again. It's not,
Right.
but again, they're making it sound smaller than it seems to be. There's a bunch of stuff in it.
Right, because at the end, because you tell me it's micro, but at the end, I really don't have a grasp on how to play. You know,
Put here and here and here, and scoring cards, and this, and pattern matching, and city building, which right there I kind of check out because I don't really care for that. But there's a bunch of like these buildings next to these buildings.
Love city building.
You do.
Yeah.
What do you think? How did you find this?
It looks okay to me. I'm interested in it. You're right. The micro thing, to me, micro is almost a turnoff. Not necessarily that micro games are bad.
No, it just hurts them. This is in no way micro.
Right. It's just a game.
Just call it anything architects. And I think, again, they're hurting themselves with branding it like that. People are going to pick it up and go, I bet it's a light game. I bet it's something I can dismiss. I bet, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're hurting yourself unless it comes in a tiny tin the size of a mint, then don't call it that.
What else is Destroy Games did? They did Cosmos.
Which is...
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Microcosmos.
Which just
okay, so they're
showed
going
up,
for
right?
Oh, did
Back there.
You're right. It did show up, didn't
Just
it?
showed up, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
All right. Well, maybe we'll check it out. Maybe that will change your minds. And our final game is Conquest Princess Fashion is Power. This is a sequel to Style is the Goal expansion from...
That's not true. It's a sequel to Rococo. No, this is another one that I thought, oh, this looks kind of dumb and small. And the more you see of it, the more you realize, oh, this isn't small.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It comes across that way, but it's not. There's plenty going on. It's a co-op game. It's just the theme that's weird, I think, not the gameplay necessarily. The gameplay seems to have a bunch of things happening. The theme is quirky. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And I had a hard time getting into it a lot because the theme was, to me, not a selling point.
Right.
I wasn't getting into, oh, let me see what's going on. Let me get in here and figure this out. Get my hands dirty looking at this page. It kept like putting up a wall for me because I don't like the look and I don't like the theme. As far as being a different and kind of interesting co-op game, yeah, it seems kind of quirky. It seems like a good design.
What do we know? How do we know Seppi Yoon? That name is very distinctive.
I don't recognize that name, no.
Seppi Yoon. See what else he's done. Oh, Mouse, Cheese, Cat, Cucumber. I played that game.
Oh, you're serious? I thought you were kidding.
No, I'm not kidding. It's a game in which you have a mouse, cat.
A cheese.
You are secretly one of them, and if you're the cat, you need to catch the mouse. If you're mouse, you need to catch cheese, and I forget what the cucumber does.
I'm sure it scares a cat away. I've seen those YouTube videos.
Yeah, I think there's something like that, right? A cucumber, and I think it's a snake.
Yeah.
Yeah, cats are scared of cucumbers, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, we're done with games. We'll have a lot more
Alrighty,
games to look at next week, I'm sure. Let's take a look at some projects. Remember, if you find weird, odd projects, send them our way. Like, for example, rediscover the joy of writing by hand because up till this point, you could not do that.
No, not well. Not with the feel.
I just think it's funny. They're like,
it just went kaput.
oh, sorry. No.
You got to get the feel right. The feel.
Oh.
The
Oh.
feel. The feel.
The
Meet
feel.
the feel. Did you watch this video? How pretentious.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
Oh, man. It was
Oh
rough.
my goodness. So I'm like, I watched the whole video and I'm thinking, okay, got it. It's a clipboard. They kept going on about how, like, you don't know how to write. You're a moron for writing on anything else. You haven't really experienced the therapeutic nature of writing.
I kept
So you
waiting
get yourself this.
for the twist. Something is like, okay, something's going to
There's something that's going to happen. The
Right.
twist is there's magnets in this thing.
That's it.
And this pen and their little holder sit on the
Magnetic
back,
as well.
and you can slide it out of there, and boop, it goes on the front. Cool. Very sleek. I'll give them that. I think it looks cool. And I might even be tempted until I saw the price. The
Yeah.
price trumps the feel.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Yeah, that's early bird.
That's early bird.
Early
right?
bird.
Early bird.
I can buy
Yes.
an Amazon tablet
Yes.
for 200.
Yeah. But then,
Oh, yeah, you might have
That's
fire
right.
tablets.
yeah, the feel of getting ripped off.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
What's it made out of?
Wood
Just
and
wood
magnets.
and magnets, that's it.
Are people backing this, though?
Like, no, it's funded.
It's doing
101
fairly
people.
well.
That would explain why 101 people made 29,000.
Yeah.
All
My
right.
goodness,
Wow.
this is
It's-
nuts.
Next week, we're going to do a top 10, and Z's going to pull out one of these clipboards.
All right.
Wait, what?
No, right?
Wow.
All right.
Yeah, this is wild.
Oh, this one gets canceled.
Oh.
So here's the... Let me ask this, and I'll ask chat, too, and you three.
Yeah.
Has anyone here ever used these? These are the suggested passwords they give you on sites. Have you ever used one of those?
Yes.
No.
You have?
Because I had this one website that I had to go to for military stuff, and I had to change the password like once a month or something ridiculous like that, and I couldn't keep, and it couldn't have like anything with your prior whatever, and so it was like all
go
these,
random.
and so I was like, fine, I'm always using that on this computer, which will have the password saved,
See,
and that's the only
I have
time.
done that with like Keeper because it'll like create your own, you copy and paste. I would never enter one of these in by hand.
No,
because
absolutely not.
symbol. I don't know where half of these
KQR
symbols are.
Underscore,
on the
period,
keyboard.
capital C-A. But they always recommend it. They're like, would you like to use a secure password? And a lot of sites now make you click 3 times. They're like, oh, you want to make your own? Are you sure? Are you sure you want to make your own password?
I'm
But see,
sure.
I always juggle how important that site is. Like, if it's for my reward points for movies, I'm like, it's okay if I get it hacked. You know, I'm
In
like,
the
all
grand
right.
scheme of things, I'll be okay
I'll
without
throw
my
an
free
exclamation
popcorn.
point on the end.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
anyway,
exactly.
this was a
That's
set
my go-to.
of secure passwords that this guy will not steal from you, that he sent them to you. But he says here, and this is actually, if you come to my house right now, I have several of these on my computer with passwords for various things.
Right. Yeah.
This is trash.
It is.
You could do this, he says, but why would you want to do that when you get a nice steel card with your password on it? That's insane.
Wow. How was this doing before it canceled?
Not very. It
Okay,
was,
so because we got it, it was already canceled. Oh, I
980.
see right there. Okay.
Yeah, it's just I don't get it. Like, what happens? It's a stack of them. Also, are you supposed to have them assigned to a specific thing? How do you know which one goes to what?
you get it engraved again. You send it back to him and you say, this is for my bank account. Here's the number.
Here's the. Could you
There's a
engrave
number
this
the
on the
bank
back?
account. Like I was like, okay.
These could stick to your clipboard. Your mag-
I'm very confused by this. How do you
That's.
keep straight which one goes to what?
He tells you how long it takes to crack these codes.
Or do you just use one for everything?
33
You're supposed to
septillion
not
years.
do that. That's the idea. The
Well,
idea
that
is
is
to
the
not do
idea,
that.
right.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna
I
use
get that,
Himalaya
but-
instead. Liberals 33 septillion years.
So my
to
question
crack
here
that.
is, if it takes 37 billion years to do this password,
Why go above it?
there's a chance. There's still a chance, guys.
I'm good.
In the distant future, I'm gonna get hacked.
All right.
Oh no.
Oh, this video was so.
This is rough.
They did not need to show the dirty toilet brush for so long.
All right. So let's say you have a
Yeah.
dirty toilet
Yes.
and you
So
don't
far,
have.
I'm with you.
So far, we're all with me.
Yeah, right.
And you want to clean it yourself, but you want to have a brush that does it for yourself. This
Yeah,
reminds
brush that you don't like basically take out. You'll love it. You'll see
Here's
when
the
they
thing.
take out the brush. Look at him dripping
no.
on the toilet
Oh, no,
like
it
an
gets-
animal. Oh, what is that?
But then they keep.
No.
Oh, and it's like a close-up of
Let's,
the dirty.
they're holding it up to the camera. Wait, here it comes. Here it comes.
And now this is perfect.
Hey,
Look at
smell this.
that. It's antibacterial. I swear. This is crazy. He clips this on,
And he
right?
keeps the head in there. Why?
Yeah, so the idea
So
is you
never-
keep the head of the brush in there, and every time you flush, you disinfect it by running water over
does he know
it,
what else
which
happens in there?
definitely works.
It doesn't mean if you keep bleach in your toilet. That's what I do. I keep
Yeah.
bleach tablets in it. So
That's
it'll
great.
work,
That
yeah.
might, and that'll help. Here's the thing that they don't talk about at any point. It gets into all the corners. It gets into
Except-
all these places, and then you put it in there, which is half your wand there, right? Then you put it back on, and you take that and stick it on your wall. How does that half get sanitized? What's inside that tube?
it's all bleach.
Again, you have bleached water, so it would.
Yeah,
I don't.
sure.
This reminds me. There's a Facebook ad just showed up that had a.
What's happening?
Sorry.
Yeah.
A Facebook ad just showed up for me that a self-cleaning grill.
Okay.
What?
So it looks like a Roomba.
We're still watching the video, by the way. Can we stop?
All right, we'll stop it there.
Here's a
But it was a
self-cleaning grill.
self-cleaning. So it was like a Roomba that you put in your grill, then the guy shuts the lid and it just goes around and cleans the grill.
What?
And the people are like, who is asking for this? Like, who is so lazy?
You
that,
can't
like,
do this.
They bought it for just the grill. They also never showed the grill cleaning anything because they're like, watch, it works. Then they shut the lid, then they open it and it's clean. And you're
Oh,
like,
nice. Super slick.
but I mean, the same thing here. Look, cleaning a toilet is something that needs to be done. I don't know that I would want an automated thing. I don't know that I would trust that. You get in there and get it done.
Yeah.
It's a flower thing over
This
there.
is just, again, this whole keep it in there. What happens if the thing falls off? It's detachable right there.
if it falls
Right?
off,
If it falls off, you gotta go get it.
Yeah.
You gotta get a
I'm
plumber
sorry.
to
No, I'm not.
crack out all your pipes and get that
This is
thing out.
This is not the way to do this. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No.
All right. Well, what about?
Oh.
Okay.
Legally distinct, right?
Okay, this one,
Barely legally distinct. ABODE.
I really thought this was I just read through it. I'm like, this is nice. Adobe's doing something for us.
The only reason it's on there is the name. The name alone just cracks
ABODE,
me
I
up.
love
And the
it.
logo.
ABODE.
And then go to all the Photoshop logos
I mean,
and you play
technically it
here.
is ABODE, right? That's how you spell ABODE.
Yes,
With an
but
E,
I'm sure
right.
they
Oh,
want to say ABODE.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
look,
yes.
look at those symbols up there for the different apps. It looks
This?
exactly like that. Exactly like it.
It's
I don't know how this hasn't been pulled down.
no. Well, you see the guy who's
That's
I
AI
love
art.
it.
I'm sorry, that's AI art.
the guy.
Oh,
The guy in
no,
the
it's
video,
so
though,
good.
is great because he's like the kind of guy who's like, they want you to pay for this. They. It's like, who is they? It's like
Right.
government.
Them, you know who.
Put this hat on.
Wait,
Oh,
what is this free tone like? We have colors you can use.
Liberated colors.
Because the other colors,
You're not allowed to use them.
They couldn't get them out. These are the only ones we got.
And we're sorry, I had to leave some colors behind. This is wild. This is
okay,
so wild.
but
to
here's
me.
the thing though. I would have laughed at this and everything. Why does it have 150,000,
I know!
2,000 backers? What is going on?
The guy,
Yeah.
you just think
I think
he's
this is good. I mean, I think that
There's
this,
also only 89 comments.
but I think that this is something people want.
Oh, those are by Adobe.
But yeah, then make it completely itself, not as like a stab towards a big company. Like this is, if you're backing this, you're not going to have it for long, which is what it promises, because you're going to get sued and it's going to be taken down.
These lawyers
Right.
are going to go to a judge. Judge be like, really? Man.
It's also,
Right,
if you
come
want
on.
alternates to these things, there are open source projects
Google has the exact, yeah. It's,
that you can get. Are they identical? No, but that's why they're not getting sued
I
momentarily.
doubt these are identical except for the logo.
ABODE? Come on.
ABODE.
I know it's ABODE, but I can't help but say it like that because it's just the logo, the swapping of two letters. I'm sure this guy one night just like sprung up in bed when he realized like if you take the word Adobe and swap the B and the D, it's a word, ABODE. And ABODE is a house, and the shape of the house, I can do this. You know what I mean? I can't. It's so amazing. This is amazing to me.
That's true. Maybe some people think it's a Adobe. See, that's what I think
Joey
Adobe
did.
could go after them for confusion.
I was
And that's-
confused.
Oh, absolutely,
and
Joey.
that's why they would get
It took
sued.
you like a solid 30
Yeah,
minutes,
because I was
right?
like, I could stop on my monthly subscription. I mean, this is nice. I'm like, wait a minute, did they change the PS from Photoshop to PO? Like, wait a minute, it's all fake.
Yeah, it's photo op now.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
Would you like to upgrade your kicks with a click?
have you ever used these?
I have not.
They are so cool.
Oh wait, no. I did them one time. Something like this was on a ice skate, I think.
Okay. I've used them on cycling shoes, like on
Oh, that's a good idea.
clips, yeah. Actually, for my
Oh, yeah,
triathlon
you're
shoes,
getting
have
the
them
gear?
because you're going
Yeah.
from shoes so quick, so put them on and you get them right at.
Well, if these already exist, then
Fantastic.
what's special about this?
Because
kick?
they
are
come
called
with
ONECL.
the shoes, because they come with the shoe. This is so you can put it on any shoes you already own. Like those were built into the shoes that I had, whereas this replaces your laces.
Where can I get those shoes that light up green, though?
I agree.
That's my main thing. I want that.
Yeah, I want that too.
Oh yeah, those are good to get those
For
little
adults.
kids.
Do they have those for adults? Oh, that
I
guy.
don't know. Have you ever seen that light up
No,
shoes for
I
adults?
haven't.
What about the squeaking shoes for adults?
Oh,
Here's what I was
the
worried
Heelys.
about. And you can tell me
Oh,
if the
Heelys
ones
they
you
do make
had
for adults.
Do they?
Yeah.
were like this. Those, the lace is so thin.
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, I wonder
This
about
is
that.
thinner than the ones I had, but
But it's Kevlar. No, it's not. I don't know. Can't back that up.
so I don't know. I don't know. That is a concern. I mean, especially like depending on how tight you. I like my
Right.
shoes
I
really,
like my
really
shoes tight,
tight.
too.
I do as
Worried
well,
about
especially
that.
if you're
It's
doing
such
something
a
athletic.
Do you?
fine strand of
Right.
whatever it is
You like your shoes
that I
tight?
don't like that. I don't like that they're
No,
so
really.
thin
Tennis shoes, yes.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I
if
think it
you're
would have to
running,
be.
yes, or-
Yeah.
Mine-
to
Mine-
coil
Do
it
you?
up in there.
Yeah.
So we're having two different conversations.
Yeah, no, I just didn't want it to get like fuzzy on the camera. So, yeah, no, so I think you have to have it thin like that in order for that mechanism to work, and it has to be really
sense.
tight just so that it doesn't wear out. But so I don't know. I can say I didn't have that problem on mine, but it was obviously a completely different brand. So I don't know. I can't speak to it. But
This is
I love
cool.
these. These are so good, like on
So
anything athletic.
Katie in the comments said she wants one of the pumps they had for the tongues of shoes in the 90s.
I
I thought
had
that's what this
those.
was when it first
I
came
did
on.
too.
I was like, they're back. I'm backing it.
Although
The
if
LA
they-
gears,
if they coupled it with
man, I
it-
used to pump those up. Yeah, Shaq.
You had
If
them?
they coupled
I
that with
did.
this,
Must have been nice
then it
when
wouldn't
rich.
cut
Oh,
it.
those are cheaper than the
That's
Nike.
Pump
true.
up the tongue.
Pump it up and twist it. It's like
Yeah.
a bop it on your foot.
I'll pop it.
Did they make you
That's
jump
good.
higher?
Pop it.
Because
They
everyone
did
told
not
me
make
it
me
worked.
jump higher.
Did you tell people they did though?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
because I had to.
All right. Finally, Dino Riders.
This is dumb.
This is Tom written all over it.
This absolutely. I thought the same thing, and it's dumb.
Best thing is they have like their secret one coming out. I'm like, I bet I know what it's gonna be.
I
Because they're
know,
all
I
the
show you
exact
the
same.
outline, and I'm like, I know what it is.
It's the same one as the other six.
I didn't
Did you
make it
see
that
their other
far.
created ones?
Oh, no.
Oh, they're good stuff. I'm like, because they're crazy bricks. I'm like, wait a minute. They've done more of this? And they have.
I don't know that I love
ridiculous.
these. I don't like this. I don't love these. I like some of the stuff that Crazy Bricks does, not these. What else have they done, you said?
The mimics. Mimic bricks.
Oh, I do like that. Bricks and Mouse Guard is a neat thing because they use it for the books. What else have I seen from them? Oh, Crazy Legs. I remember we actually talked about this one.
What?
With the
Crazy
legs? No, you got it. You got to look at Crazy Legs.
Oh my gosh.
You can't just normal legs. I'm not in anymore. We got Crazy Legs.
Oh.
Here he's bowing.
Do you like change them out?
Yeah, you can take the top half of a
Yeah. So you,
Lego thing.
Look, you can have
Okay.
prints now with Crazy Legs.
What?
Oh my gosh.
My favorite is this one that just. Well, oh no, this guy here is
The
like.
karate guy's the best one right there. Yeah.
Alrighty, what are our picks
Wow.
of the week, board game wise? Because I know that everyone here would pick the toilet brush, but you gotta pick
good.
something else.
Gotta pick something else.
Come out here first.
I'm going with that one that I can't remember the name of. It's a video game with the pixelated castle defense.
The last spell,
Last spell. I'm gonna go with that one.
I think, right?
Yep, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna find it. Tabula, here we go.
Yeah, I think Joey, you made the comparison to like Castle Panic. I kind of got that same vibe to it, but I like it. And like I said, I like where it has different ways to go about the same end goal. You know, are you
Yeah.
fortifying the castle? Are you upgrading? Are you just going out and beating everything up? So I think that I have no connection to the video game, but I think that this looks really cool as far as
this
a board game.
is mine too.
Hey-o.
Just because I do like, just where the different twist on the castle defense.
Right,
Be able
exactly.
to walk out there, see them coming. You can go back and fortify a bit more. You can come back
Right.
out.
I walked away from this project thinking, oh, that's unique. And I think that kind of stood out this week to me.
And I stopped playing Castle Panic not because it's not a fun game. It is. There's not enough meat to it. So maybe this
Yeah.
kind of fixes that.
Yeah.
Have you seen the big box, though?
I have.
Oof.
I have.
There's enough meat in there.
There's a lot of
quite
meat in
a meat.
there.
Comes with a slaughtered boar inside that box.
That's
That's why it's so large. I don't know if you've seen it.
I'm tired of big boxes.
It's
All right,
awful.
what do you got?
It's so bad.
I'm gonna go with the T-shirt people's game.
ooh, really?
What's it called? Casting Nasties.
Does it come with
What's
the
it
T-shirt?
called?
I'll take the T-shirt. You can have the game.
It's called the day the last sun
Stood still.
fell.
These
I
Cherry.
don't know where it is.
It's called Rolling Through to Sea Turtle.
You're not helping me at all.
The one fighting
We're seeing
game.
the
in
same
there.
ones over and over again.
I'm seeing it.
What?
There it is.
Yes,
Oh,
that's
there
it.
it is.
It is called Command
Command-
of Nature, the most memorable of all titles. Command of Nature looks like straight fire. You may command fire in it. Yeah, this looks good. I like the vibe.
does.
I like the look. I've never played any of their other games, but if I was going to play any one of them, from what I've seen, this is the one. Casting Shadows, I haven't played.
Not either.
The previous ones, the Unicorn one, that
I played
really
that one.
old one. I never
Unstable?
played that either. Unstable Unicorns. This one looks like the most game.
Yeah,
It seems to be the most interesting to me, anyway. So
I
yeah,
agree.
I would check this out in a heartbeat.
My pick of the week is the AEG one.
See, I was
I'm
right
really
there.
interested in this.
That's a lot of hits for you in that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm not actually, these days I'm getting a little worn out on expansions, but the space-based expansion alone
Yeah.
has me in this one. But also the war chest. Those two I want.
Really?
Cupido's I mess with, but I like war chest a lot.
Yeah,
and
I played it once. I
Space
liked
base
it.
is great. And I also think it's just I think it's well put together, the whole thing. They're doing a good job at running a bunch of expansions and doing really well at it.
And selling the core boxes on the cheap as
Good
well. Like, you
discount
can
on
really
those.
Yeah.
jump in here for a lot of different stuff. Go whichever way you want. You want one of these on the expansion. You want to get it all. There's a lot. There's a lot there.
Yeah, I agree.
Which is, I think, why they're offering so many things. It's partly why it's doing so well, which is good.
Alrighty, folks. Well, that is Crowdsurfing. Thanks so much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow morning with Board Game Smorgasbord. And then tomorrow afternoon with our top 10 fantasy games.
Oh,
Sci-fi counts, right?
Cubito.
We'll see you then. Until then, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Joey Evans.
I'm Camilla Flaghorn.
I'm Z Garcia.
Always clean your toilet.
Please.